All right. So welcome everyone and hello. Uh, hi Leela. I'm actually really looking forward to tonight's call and wondering what can we create and what awarenesses can we have around business and it's good to see you, my dear Ruby. It's been a while. So Ruby froze. I mean, how often when you get called out, you freeze? Everything that brought up. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all 100 shots, boys, forwards, bases, creations, and beyonds. So welcome everyone to this business done different conversation that we are having today with the topic. What if I have business right? It's like, how often do you believe, do you operate from the point of view that either you have business right or you have it really wrong? Any of you operate as that you have it right or you have it wrong? Yeah. That's pretty much the space of where we stop ourselves from actually receiving the contribution of creating the business that you could really choose to create in that moment, which could be really different. It doesn't have to be right and it doesn't have to be wrong. It could just be different. It's like, when I would notice with myself, and I can speak here about myself, that when I was creating a business and I was, something worked, I would go into a conclusion of, yeah, this is the way I'm supposed to do it because this is what worked for me. So this is my way of creating business. And this is the way I do it. And every time that I would go to that energy, I would actually stop receiving any other contribution that I could receive, not just from my business, but even from in other areas of my life. Why? Because when you've made anything right or when you made anything wrong, you cannot receive anything other than what you have judged as right or wrong. So every person who comes into your life in that moment, every energy that you receive in that moment must be from the space of the judgment of what was right and what is wrong. So when you have done that, you actually dismiss any other possibility that could have shown up. And dismissal is something that we go to very easily because most of our ideas were dismissed as kids. Like, did any of you go running to your mom or your dad or your teacher or maybe a friend or maybe a spouse today? And you were like, I have this amazing idea. And you're like that child who's got that energy flowing. And you're like, I can just do this. And they hear you out and they say, what a stupid idea. Yeah. And how often have people done that to you? How often have you done that to yourself? Like you start out with this energy of creation and you start out with this energy of enthusiasm of just this, if I could do this and if I can be this and I can create this. And then you go to, but how? Where will the money come from? But how? I don't have people to help me actualize this. But how? I don't even live in the country that, this could really work in. We have all these reasons and justifications where we start to doubt ourselves instead of knowing that if the universe is bringing to you an idea, if you are listening to the whispers of the universe and you're hearing this amazing energy of this recipe, that nobody else knows, but you're hearing the recipe, it's you who gets to bake the cake instead of judging where will the ingredients come from. So every time that you do that, you actually go to the cognitive dissonance. You actually go to the cognitive dissonance of where you doubt what you can create instead of know that you just can. Ruby, am I not supposed to hear this? It keeps. I know, Ruby. I started the class with pulling you out. I was like, Ruby, it's so good to see you. And you froze in that moment. And I was like, how often do people freeze the moment they're called out? So you probably are just facilitating this class, this call. Thank you. You're still not wrong. I mean, that is the energy of where, what if you're not wrong? What gift are you? What contribution are you that you haven't acknowledged because you're so stuck in the right and the wrongness of it? Arjun, I have the same reaction to compliments that. I mean, do you see yourself as the greatness that others may see you as? Do you see yourself as who you have been that inspires others to be? Or do you see yourself as wrong? Do you see yourself as not good enough? Do you see yourself as less than? When you see yourself as, yeah, Navneeta says, yes, now, cool. But even in that one moment, or where you see yourself less than, if you see your creation less than, or if you judge somebody as greater than you, or if you go to the wrongness of you, the wrongness of your business, the wrongness of your creation, you're actually dismissing the energy of who you you're dismissing the energy of who you are being that could actually create something that could be unique, that could be so unique. And that's exactly the energy required for you to create if it wasn't judged as right or wrong. So what is the wrongest, if there was a word, wrongest? What is the wrongest choice you've ever made with business? Would anyone like to share?
Competitions,
Competitions, yeah.
comparisons,
Comparisons, yes. Stopped it, says Hemlata. Okay, what else? Competition. What else did you say? Competition?
comparisons.
Comparisons, thank you. Competitions, comparisons. You stopped it. Left a high-paying corporate job. Confidence. Relationship with my boss. Unfortunately, choose so many TRS, choose so many times. Okay. Not starting. Proof of profit. Yeah. Validation from others. Yeah. This reality shits. Oh yeah, totally. But what if you have the capacity to use it to your advantage? Expectations. Yeah. All right. So when you're operating from any of these energies that, if you go through the chat, you will read them. Most of them kind of talk about the problem that you have in business, the wrongness, the problem, the struggle that you have with business, the, that, I just want to read, but not getting response from clients, feeling very low, the business depends on what is happening in the economy. That. Again, making everything outside of you way more significant and vital. So, all right. Now thank you everyone for, popping in your awarenesses and what really is the energy around your business and the wrongness and the rightness of your business. And if you look at all of these energies, these are the very energies that really you use to constantly justify why you can't create a different business. There's like this reason that you must have to choose something different. So are you creating this reason to choose something different, or are you creating this reason to justify why you can't choose something different? Like, do you have to have a reason to not choose? And do you have to have a reason to choose? Everywhere you have to have a reason to choose, and everywhere you have decided you have to have a reason to not choose, is where you're stuck in the cognitive dissonance with business. You're stuck in the cognitive dissonance. You're stuck in the doubt, the right and the wrong. Do I do it? Do I not do it? Can I do it? Can I not do it? You're stuck in that energy, or where you are not, you don't allow yourself to know that if you so choose, you can create what you so desire to create. Not from a space of right and wrong, not from a space of what should be and what should not be, because that's pretty much how we've all been trained to believe. We've been hardwired to believe in a certain way. We've been trained to follow a certain path. We've been told first see what it will create and then choose. In other words, we've been told that look at the result it will create first, which is a lot of presumptive realities based on your business. You're told if you will do this, how much money will it create you? If you will create in this city, do you know the people? Do you know the city? Do you know how to do it here? Like, when if you get an energy of, I'm living in Mumbai and I really like the energy of Nagpur is calling out to me. And, there's something that's really yummy and I just want to go there. And you share this with a friend or you share this with your partner and they turn around and say, but why? You don't know anybody there. How are you going to do it there? So instantly you go into rejecting what could have been the magic that you were asking for. When you reject an energy, when you dismiss the contribution that the universe is bringing you, you have to go to the right choice while dismissing the wrong choice. But what you're really doing with all of that dismissal is that you're dismissing the possibility of creation. Everything that brought up, would you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, but all 100 shots, voice, forward, spaces, creations, and beyonds. So if there was no right and there was no wrong, what would you choose to create as your business? It's called the business done different, simply because the way you create the business that is possible is different to the way somebody else creates it. If you didn't make that way the right way or the wrong way, if you just create it from a space of question, choice, possibility, and contribution, what business could you create that would truly be the difference that you be? I once heard Gary say that, business is for the being and money is for the body. And that changed so much the way, and I say this so often in almost every class of mine where we talk about business, because that changed so much in my world, the way I look at business. How often do we look at trying to create a business that is limited and small and perfect for this lifetime, because we've decided I'm going to live for another 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, and then I'm going to die. Leave my business to my children, or maybe just kill it. You're welcome, Neha. But if your being is infinite, and if the business that you're creating is for your being, what infinite possibilities can your business be that you're unwilling to receive? Where are you limiting your business to the finiteness of what you've decided your body is? And what if your body is also the infiniteness of possibilities that you have choice with? Your body enjoys the money. Your being doesn't care. If you're creating your business from this reality, you're really creating it for it to die. You're creating it for it to survive, not to thrive. Thrive, what is thrival of your business? What would it look like? What would it be if you allowed your business to thrive? Who would you be with the business if you allowed your business to thrive? Everything that doesn't allow you to know, be, perceive, and to receive that, would you destroy and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 100 shots, boys, poets, species, creations, and beyonds. What if the biggest roadblock, biggest obstacle in your business is you, your points of views? Would you step out of the way of your business and allow your business to show you the way? Or would you control where your business goes, how it grows, the right way, the wrong way? What if the only way with the creation of your business is by following the energy of lightness and heavy? Knowing that's what's light for you will create. Okay, so does anyone have any questions?
Chandana, I want to. Hi,
Hi, how are you, my dear?
Good, good. Okay, I want to ask you about judgment. Judgment, the moment we do judgment, we are contracted. And if we don't do judgment, from anywhere, money pops up. So, in that situation, how to be 24/7, be in awareness? I mean, what question can we ask here to be in awareness so that that judgment that come is, destroy and uncreate?
Yeah, that's a great awareness that you have, that every time you're out of judgment, you actually just receive money. That in itself is you being. When you have no judgment, you're being you. When you have no judgment, you are barriers down and you are receiving. Every judgment is what creates the barriers around you and makes it way stronger. Every single judgment that you have of business, of money, of you in business, of others in business, of people working with you, you working with people, all those subtle judgments is what creates the barriers around you that doesn't allow you to receive money, receive ease, receive joy. So what if you could practice having your barriers down, and every day, every morning, I destroy and uncreate all my points of views, all my projections, expectations, separations, rejections, and judgments that I have of business. What if you could just destroy and uncreate and start your day by, it's like, what if your business was your baby? How would you wake up to your business? Would you wake up to your business by acknowledging and saying good morning to it and hugging it and kissing it? Or would you just go around your baby without asking, would you like to have a glass of milk? Would you like something? Would you just ignore it? Just do to it? Or would you include it? How many of you are creating a business by excluding the business? And how many of you are creating a business by excluding you? Am I including myself in my business? Am I including my business in the creation of my business? Or am I in judgment of my business and am I in judgment of myself? Every time you go to judgment of business or of yourself, you're excluding, you're separating. And there is no how, right? It's all about the energy of you willing to be what would create. Does that give you clarity, dear Usha? Amazing. Okay. Ouch. Ade, I know. Ouch. Raj says, what is the objective of business? Well, what is your objective with business?
Generating money, mm, creating creating money.
Yeah.
To be
Thank you
very
for
honest,
that. Yeah. Thank you for that. And thank you for that, that vulnerability that I have a business because I want to create money with it. Now, this is where we've lumped business and money together. We made business about money and we made money about business because we look at business as a source of money. And that it's like, if I were to tell you that you are the source of money, your creations, your choices are the source of money, what would you then create as business? When you look at, when you make your business, when you give the business the objective that this is where my money comes from, how much of separation and autonomy do you have to do with receiving? Where you cannot receive from anywhere else but the business. Is that you being a flow with the business? Is that you being inclusion with the business? Or is that you being a push with the business? A force with the business?
force, push.
Yeah, for that. Now, when you're being a force and a push with your business, there's an energy of need and desperation. And your business gets that energy. Your business is an entity which runs on energy, and your business gets that energy. So now when you are creating a business and you're being the energy of force and push and desperation and need, your business will get that energy. And that's what the clients and your people around you will receive from the business. So what energy flow can I be here that the business requires to show up with the lightness of what it is? What if you could be the energy that your business requires for it to be the energy pull, for it to be the creative, generative energy, instead of the desperation and the need and the lack and the fear and the push and the force, which is so prevalent in this reality. That's the way people do business. It's all about profit, loss. Oh, I had a good day at, like Raj, you said, that it's about making money. So the day you have a good, you make money, that day is good day at business. And the day you don't make money, you're like, I didn't have a good day at work. I made no money. So, your life has become about your business, which is your life, which is your creation of your business is your life. It's how you create your business. You take that energy everywhere you go. And that energy now equals to good day, money, bad day, no money. That becomes the equation of your life. So you are nowhere in the scene. You're nowhere in the energy of creating your life. But what energy can you be that has you creating your life, your business, with the ease and the joy of receiving instead of the struggle and the misery that you've been choosing? Everything that brought up, would you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 100 shots, boys, poets, species, creations, and beyonds. So,
Can can you ask what question I do ask to my business? So this pressure or this neediness or greediness or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
uh, it's how to overcome with this. Can what question I do ask?
The question I really enjoy asking is every morning, waking up in the morning and asking my business, hey, business, what can we create today? Hi, business, what contribution can I be to you? Okay, business, show me. Show me where we need to go today. Okay, business, show me who can show up that can have this actualize. If your business was an entity on its own, which it is, what if you could create with it instead of against it? How many questions can you ask, Raj, of your business that has your business showing you what's required? Thank you, Navneeta. Thank you for receiving. Okay, Ravindra, I'm in a retail business. Did that give you clarity, Raj?
Yes, it's hundred
Amazing.
percent clarity, and I'm grateful for you. I
Oh, thank
I I do believe one question can. I mean, asking a one question with the energy, yes, entire reality can be shifted.
Yes, absolutely. Your entire reality can shift. Absolutely.
Can I get the recording of this session, which
Yes. Yes,
is
it will
right
be
now?
shared. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Grateful for it.
You're welcome.
Grateful.
I'm in a retail business, and every time a new customer walks in, I get anxious and my energy pushes away the customer. How do I work around this? My anxiety is related to overthinking. Will the client like this? Will they like to buy my product? Will the price drive away the customer? Should I offer more discount? Should I compromise on my margins? Wow, thank you, Ravindra. These are amazing questions. When you're being this energy, what your customers hearing is exactly this. Exactly. I mean, he's not hearing, hi, what can we create together? Hi, would you like my product? He's not hearing that. He's hearing exactly this. And your anxiety is again, you want to ask how much have you hardwired your brain to be anxious with money, with clients, with selling? Who are you being? I mean, where have you decided this is the way to create a business? Did your dad do business like that? Did your mom do business like that? Did you see somebody do business like that? And did you decide selling means anxiety? Doing business means anxiety. And about discounts with your business, really, would you devalue who you be, or would you demand to be the most valuable product? How many clients would you have to lose so you can have the clients that can afford you, instead of looking at, do I go to a discount? What if you could just show up as the greatness of you instead of trying to settle and fit into other people's lack and need and their reality? Hey, Simone, thank you for being here. Hi. So, what if you didn't have to diminish yourself and you could be the demand to ask for others to show up? Who could afford you? Okay. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Just reading all the messages. So glad it contributes to all of you. Amazing. Lovely. So, do we have any more questions or are we good? I do have another call. Yeah, amazing. So, we do have a business done different class coming up. And if you would like to take a deeper dive into business, into creating your life the way you know is possible, and creating your life not just not just as things that happen to you, but really creating your life from being the one that chooses, from being the choosing one and not waiting to be the chosen one. And if you would like to take a deep dive into the business done different, it starts at the end of this month. It is a 3-day class. It is on the 25th, 26th, 27th, oh, sorry, 26th, 27th, 28th. I think, let me check the dates. It is on the, 26th, 27th, 28th of April, which is over the weekend. And you're all invited. And I hope to see you all. Hi, guys. Good night. Thank you all for being here. And I will share the replay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Grateful for you.
Thank you.
Grateful. Thank you.